Hello, my friend. Welcome to Reflections and Music. Code Blue, Confessions of a Hospital Chaplain. After 20 years of offering solace to grieving families, praying over the dying, and shouldering the invisible burden of others' pain, I had begun to feel the cracks forming in my spirit. As a hospital chaplain, I had always approached my work with a profound sense of purpose. But eventually, I felt as if the endless cycle of grief and loss had etched itself into my soul, often leaving me feeling physically drained and emotionally depleted. Burnout, I realized, was not a sudden blaze, but a slow, smoldering fire. I had not yet stepped over the precipice, but I knew I was getting close. Maybe I needed a sabbatical, but such a luxury is not afforded to hospital chaplains. Perhaps I needed to do a better job with self-care and be more intentional about asking for and receiving support from colleagues. Or maybe, I thought, it's time to move on and do something else. But where would I go? What could I do? Leaving my job as a hospital chaplain, I realized, would not be an easy decision. To do so, it felt in many ways as if I was relinquishing a part of my pastoral identity, which seemed so different from my one weekend a month role as a military chaplain. Around this time, a full-time chaplain position came open at the Air National Guard Training and Education Center in Knoxville. My former wing chaplain encouraged me to apply, so I did, not thinking I would get the job. I was pleasantly surprised when they offered me the position, which turned out to be one of the most enjoyable jobs I've ever held, although completely different from hospital chaplaincy. The job would last 4 years, and then I would return to the hospital, or at least I thought so at the time. As I reflect on this transition in my life, I can't help but think again about fictional detective Harry Bosch, who doesn't believe in coincidences and operates instead under the principle that behind every seemingly random event is a connection to a larger story waiting to unfold. This perspective would certainly turn out to be true for me, because I had no idea what would unfold in my life over the next 10 years. All I knew as I drove along Interstate 40 headed to Knoxville was that I had probably narrowly escaped professional burnout and therefore looked forward with great anticipation to my new job. Upon reaching the base, I took a seat at my desk in the chapel office and gazed out the expansive windows, enjoying a breathtaking view of the Smoky Mountains in the distance. I took a deep breath and said a prayer of gratitude for the opportunity and grace given to me to begin a new chapter in my life.